And, obviously ESPN continued to deal with layoffs. Watching all of that happen, what was that like? Because you were part of that as well at one point.
Yeah, it's been very hard, really going back 10 years with ESPN. The first 30 plus years of ESPN, the only time anybody was laid off for the most part was if it was a poor performance or a show wasn't going to happen anymore, or a certain business aspect wasn't going to happen. Last 10 years or so, it's become, there's still layoffs that are related to that, but a lot of the layoffs are not performance related. And you get in the class of 2023, as the ESPN laid off group all refers to them like we're a graduating class. In 2023, people, Barry Blinn and Pete Giancini and Chuck Solitaro, and the list goes on of great people. And similar in 2020, and John Papa and Scott Guglielmino and Carol Stiff, and then going back 10 years, Barry Sachs, Jay Levy, Dave Miller. I could go on all day with hundreds of names that all in this had the same thing in common, which were deeply dedicated to ESPN, loved their jobs, did a great job, and yet, they were shown the door. So I hope for ESPN's sake, and I remain a fan and a believer that it's going to continue to prosper. But I hope they can figure out to make their layoffs, the next inevitable layoffs, more performance based than what they have been. When people are gone, companies move forward. I kind of get that. And so looking ahead for the people that are there, a lot of people said to me, hey, it happened to you guys, it can happen to me. And you don't really want that as part of your culture. And they need to figure out a way to fix that, to help the morale go up.
And, you're talking about morale, but you could easily have a negative attitude about all of this. And you're saying you still believe in ESPN, it can still prosper. That's kind of refreshing. And I'm kind of in disbelief of it. I would take the petty route, to be honest, but you have a great mentality about it. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly have had my petty moments the last couple of months, but I'm a firm believer that you want to be positive in life and you want to be optimistic, and you're going to be a much happier person if you hang on to that positivity. I mean, I look back, I had 43 great years in an amazing place, have wonderful friends, had experiences, really every year that some people don't get in a lifetime. And so I remain very positive. And also, I do hope to, potentially do something else next. And, you're much more likely to encounter that if you have a positive attitude. So
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that.